Hey everyone, before we dive in, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a new story. It really helps the channel grow and I appreciate every single one of you. Now, let's get into the story. I never thought one little joke could completely shatter everything I believed about my marriage. My name's Ethan. I'm 38 years old and I've been married to Lauren for 10 solid years. 10 years filled with good times, deep love, the usual fights, and plenty of give and take. But I always thought we had rock-solid respect between us, at least that's what I told myself. It was a regular Saturday night. We were headed to a close friend's birthday party. Nothing special, just drinks flowing, music playing, people catching up. But there was something off in the air that night. I couldn't put my finger on it yet. Maybe it was me. Maybe it was her. All I knew was a strange tension was building before anything even happened. The party started out normal. Everyone was chatting, laughing, raising glasses, the usual vibe. Lauren looked incredible in a rich green dress, her laugh still bright and quick as ever. I couldn't help smiling every time she lit up the room like that. We danced a little, passed drinks back and forth, and for a minute it felt like the easy fun nights we used to have. Then everything changed. We were standing by the snack table when she spotted an old friend of hers, some guy named Marcus. Smooth, well-dressed, super confident. I'd met him a couple times before. He was always polite enough. Never gave me a reason to worry. But the second Lauren saw him, her whole face changed. She greeted him with the sparkle in her eyes that I thought she only gave me. The teasing, flirty tone I love suddenly felt aimed somewhere else. And then she laughed and said, "To real men unlike my husband," while leaning into her wine glass with a sly little smirk. Time stopped for me. The laughter from everyone around us hit me like an icy wave. Those words weren't just a joke. They were a put down, a public slap at everything I had built with her. Everything I thought I meant to her. I didn't say anything right away. I didn't want to be that guy who flips out and kills the mood at a party. I've always believed real strength isn't about yelling or making a scene. It's about staying calm and handling things the right way. My pulse was pounding, but I kept my face completely neutral. She glanced over, waiting for me to react. A mix of playful challenge and cockiness in her eyes, but I wasn't going to give her the drama she half expected. Instead, I gave a small, controlled smile, politely excused myself, and walked away. I found a quiet spot out on the balcony and just breathed, letting the cool night air clear my head while I figured out what I wanted to do next. I could pretend it never happened and let it go, or I could quietly show everyone what being a real man actually looks like. Of course, Lauren followed me. She caught up halfway down the balcony steps, leaning against a railing like everything was still light and fun. "Ethan, come on. It was only a joke," she said, eyes wide, a tiny nervous shake in her voice that hadn't been there before. I didn't turn around right away. I just stared out at the city lights, stretching forever. I let the silence sit there, thick and heavy. Then I spoke, quiet, steady. No anger, just absolute certainty. It wasn't funny to me. Not here. Not like that. She tried again, softer. "Babe, I was just messing around. Everyone thought it was hilarious. Don't take it so seriously." I turned slowly and looked her straight in the eyes. "Lauren, this isn't about the joke itself. It's about the respect that's supposed to be behind it. That's what makes a man respect, integrity, loyalty, not the drink in his hand or how loud people laugh at his parties. Everything else is just background noise." Her mouth opened a little, like she couldn't believe what she was hearing. The playful mask started cracking. I could see panic flicker behind her eyes like she was seeing a side of me she'd never really noticed before. She tried one more nervous laugh. "Ethan, seriously, it's fine." Everyone knew I was kidding. I cut in calm but firm. "No, it's not fine because the way people remember us starts with little jokes like that. Words matter. I don't need applause from a room full of people. But I will not be dismissed in front of our friends. Not by you, not by anyone. Something shifted between us. Almost invisible, but undeniable. The teasing vibe was gone. What was left was raw and real. Lauren took half a step back, suddenly feeling the weight of the moment. She reached for my hand, hesitant. Ethan, I didn't mean it that way. I'm sorry. I didn't take her hand. I let the apology just hang there so she could feel how hollow it sounded. In that pause, I realized something huge. Respect isn't handed out in pretty words or quick sorries. It shows up in actions. And if someone can't see that, even in a moment that's supposed to be fun, then they don't fully understand love or partnership. I glanced back toward the party, music, laughter, glasses clinking, life rolling on like nothing happened. But out here, everything had changed. Lauren searched my face, nervous, almost pleading. I let her sit in that discomfort for a few long seconds. I wanted her to really feel the impact of words she thought were harmless. Then I stepped a little closer, not threatening, just present, completely in control. She flinched, caught between hoping I'd let it go and realizing I wouldn't. Lauren, I said softly, but with steel behind it. Real men don't prove themselves with jokes. They prove themselves when nobody's watching. When respect is on the line instead of handed out for free. Her eyes filled with tears. She was fighting to hold back. She bit her lip. She hadn't expected this calm, unshakable version of me. Not at a party, not ever. I've loved you for 10 years, I went on. I've cheered every win. Held you through every loss. Laughed at your jokes. Been there when no one else was. But love doesn't mean I accept being mocked in front of people. Love means we respect each other. Always. Do you get that? Her hand shook a little. She nodded, but her eyes said she was only starting to understand. She'd never seen me draw a line like this before. Her voice came out tiny. Ethan, it really was just a joke. I shook my head slowly. It wasn't a joke to me, and it won't happen again. I'm not letting my worth be questioned publicly, privately, ever. That's the difference between pretending to be a man and actually being one. She flinched hard at that last part. It hit exactly where it needed to. I let out a slow breath, calm, centered. Then I did something she really didn't expect. I smiled, not to win, not to mock, but the quiet, knowing smile of someone who's completely sure of his own value. Lauren's shoulders loosened just a fraction. She saw the love still there, but now wrapped in steel she'd never noticed before. She took a shaky step closer. Ethan, I didn't realize. I gently raised a hand. Don't. Actions speak louder than words right now. The only thing that matters is what happens next. How we treat each other from this moment on. Her lip trembled. For the first time in forever, I saw a real fear in her eyes. Not of me, but of losing the easy certainty she'd always had that I'd just take whatever she dished out. Please, she whispered, voice breaking. It was just a joke. No, Lauren. Respect isn't a joke, and it isn't negotiable. If we're going to keep going, it has to go both ways, otherwise the whole thing falls apart. Silence stretched out again, thick and heavy. Inside, the party kept rolling. Out here, everything had permanently shifted. Finally, she dropped her gaze, lips pressed tight together. I understand, she said quietly. I really didn't think it through. Didn't think I'd stand up for myself? I asked, voice low and steady. I won't let it slide anymore. Real people act when it matters, even when it's uncomfortable. Tears finally spilled over. I didn't move to comfort her, I let her feel every bit of it. And in that quiet space, I felt something powerful. Strength that doesn't come from yelling or dominating, but from knowing exactly who you are and refusing to let anyone, even the person you love most, treat that lightly. Lauren's playful teasing smile was completely gone. The joke was over. The lesson had just started. And right then, I understood something that changed everything. Respect isn't demanded. It's lived. It's shown. And if someone can't see it even in the smallest moments, they still have a lot to learn about real love, real partnership, and what it truly means to be a real man.